Bill O'Reilly here. Please watch this highlight from the No Spin News. To watch the full episode on demand, simply visit BillO'Reilly.com and become a subscriber today. When did it change? When did it turn?
I would say that there was a real turning point. This has been the case for a while, but when I really started to notice it was in 2020. It was the campaign that was obviously very tense. There was the COVID nagging, stay home, social distance. Why are you traveling? Wear your mask. And then, of course, there were the mostly peaceful George Floyd riots. In that atmosphere, I started, there were people. I live in Washington, D.C., so most of the people I deal with and associate with just happen to be liberal. It's a very liberal place. There were friends that no longer wanted to talk to me. If I was going on a date or even just like social gatherings, dinner parties, there were people who would suddenly erupt if you disagreed with them, and make you feel very, very uncomfortable, despite the fact that you're a perfect stranger. And yet they felt with impunity that they could say whatever it was they had to say and everyone should agree with it. That was when I started feeling the misery, and I would ask myself, why are liberals so miserable? And then I found while researching my book that there's actually a lot of data, surveys, and studies that answered that exact question.
All right, but I think you hit it. It was Donald Trump's election that really put the progressives into the miserable category. Number one,
Yes.
They couldn't believe it, that he was elected. And number two, they hate him so much. It's a visceral, emotional hate to this day. No matter how much Joe Biden destroys the country, no matter how many problems Biden brings, they would still vote for Biden over Trump. And that kind of irrational hatred, that just threw all discourse out. The clip I used with Jon Stewart was 2010. And, it was intense. I mean, the Iraq War was intense. Barack Obama was intense. A lot of conservatives didn't like him. But you could still have that kind of, genial back and forth. And now you can't. You never. Do you see any of that on cable TV or network TV? Any of that back and forth that Stewart and I once did?
No, absolutely not. One thing I will say is, yes, I do think that Donald Trump, the election of Donald Trump, kind of put this whole thing on steroids, because he is everything and his supporters are everything that liberals hate: masculinity, independence, strong independence, and I would say even patriotism for this country. But I that was something I also wondered was, did it 100% start there? But there were, like I was telling you, there's all these surveys and studies about this. I found that, Pew, Gallup, they tend to ask similar questions each year. I went back to the Obama years and found that they were kind of expressing the same sentiment. They were Democrats and liberals were more likely to express a less satisfaction with their lives in every aspect, by the way. They were more likely to say that they would block somebody on social media because they didn't agree with them. More likely to say they're less happy with their marriages, their families, where they live, what their jobs are. So it wasn't just Trump, but yes, I do think that he put it on steroids. And then
they emerged
to your other point,
then, right? And one of the surveys that you cite in your book says that religious people are the happiest group in America.
Yes,
so if you're a believer,
something associated with happiness is religiosity.
Right, because there's a higher power, and then there's a prayer that things might get better, and there's a hope. Hope is the big thing. Inflation at its highest level in 40 years. Interest rates skyrocketing. We all know that. Market experts like Jamie Dimon, CEO of J.P. Morgan, not only predict a recession, but are using scary terms like economic hurricane and unprecedented. So, you need to call the only precious metal dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. They will show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Please call them today, and they will have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. They have thousands of satisfied customers, are the highest rated firm in the country with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they'll give you up to $2,500 of free silver on your first order. Please call 866-501-5201, 866-501-5201, or text BILL to 65532. Again, 866-501-5201 or text BILL to 65532. Bill O'Reilly here. Thank you for watching this video, and make sure you subscribe to the First TV YouTube page. Just hit the big red subscribe button below, and you'll get clips and highlights of my program, The No Spin News, every single day. We'll see you soon.